Hello, this is Dr. David Bilstrom from the International Autoimmune Institute and the Autoimmune Lifestyle, and we're coming to you from Madison, Wisconsin once again. I think this is our third series of videos from Madison, Wisconsin, an amazing institution, learning institution. If you remember last time we were here, we talked about metformin's terrible impact on the gut and its terrible impact on epigenetics. That was the one where dads who took metformin within 3 months of conceiving a child increased the risk of their male children's birth defects by 40%. 40% increased risk of birth defects in their male children, and they were genital birth defects. Yuck. Okay, so now we're talking about anxiety, depression, all the brainy stuff. Now, on our history form, we ask people to fill out before they come in to see us regarding their autoimmune disease, chronic disease. We have all these questions, of course, including worry and anxiety, 1 to 10. Mood, depression, 1 to 10. Memory, concentration, 1 to 10. All these brain kind of things. And because the brain's always involved when there is gut stuff. That's why whenever you see brain stuff, you always want to go, what's going on with the gut? Okay. Now we know also when you see autoimmune disease, 80% of the immune system surrounds the gut. So anytime you see an autoimmune thing or immune system issue in general, you're going to say, what's going on with the gut? So everybody that comes in to see us has brain stuff. The brain kind of sits up there on high. We like to kind of think the brain has a bit of a superiority complex. The brain sits up there and goes, hey body, don't drag me into your mess. The brain always gets dragged into the mess. So everybody's got brain stuff, right? Now, oftentimes people come in to see us for brain stuff or specific stuff. The very first worst thing, such as developmental delays, autism spectrum disorder, ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, all that kind of stuff, migraines, headaches, all the brainy stuff. So we're going to talk today about why it's so important to lump all the brain stuff together as just brainy stuff rather than split it. Are we lumpers or splitters? Well, let's lump them all together, and what we tend to see is if you're fixing the gut, you're fixing other things, you're going to fix all the brain stuff at the same time. Anxiety and worry goes way down. Panic attacks go away. Migraines go away. Memory and concentration get really good. All the brain stuff gets better, right? So the article we're talking about today is from 2014. The Canadian Journal of Psychiatry. Is anxiety best conceived as a unitary condition? The benefits of lumping compared to splitting. So they talk about how we're splitting all these brainy things into more and more tiny pieces, like the DMS-5. DMS-5 is split a lot more than the DMS-1-2. All the different diagnoses, to the point where about 50% of us are going to have a major diagnosis based on psychiatric principles sometime in our lifetime. They include so many different things. So what they talk about here is how we probably need to lump, because rather than splitting everything up into the specific symptoms and dividing that way, well, let's look at the causes. Okay, so they talk about how when you do neuroimaging, you look at brain studies of function, a lot of these different brainy things that seem to be completely different on the surface actually come from the same disruption of the same brain parts, such as major depressive disorder and schizophrenia, for example. And so if you look at the cause, you can actually, treat and reverse schizophrenia and major depressive disorder all at the same time. So if you fix the underlying issue, which we're going to talk in a couple other videos here from Madison, Wisconsin, about the gut-brain connection, and the gut pretty much is in charge of the brain. We're going to talk more about that. Is brain stuff just tends to go away when you look at the big picture of chronic disease, including autoimmune disease. You fix the gut, you're fixing the brain, you're fixing autoimmune disease, you're fixing a lot of things all the time. So don't worry so much about what kind of brain stuff you got. It's just going to typically get much better and go away as long as you fix the cause, which is the gut and other kind of things. Thank you so much.